I'm currently in the Wawa parking lot, and I got my last Galaxy recharger of 2025. I love these things. Oh my God, it's so strong. My husband thinks they're too strong. I actually like these. Okay, forgive my appearance. I look like crap because I worked all day today. My hair's just stuck back in a ponytail. I need a shower. Horrible lighting. My face feels gross. I have dog hair stuck to me. Welcome. I'm Mare. Welcome to the last video of 2025. Good riddance. No, lots of good things happened this year. One of them is I'm sitting in, which I haven't talked about, but you know, I don't know. I'm not Jaclyn Hill. God knows I'm no Jaclyn Hill. Boy. Okay, I'm looking at my backup camera because now I have a backup camera, which I didn't have in my Jeep. Bye, Wawa. See you next year. As in possibly tomorrow. So the lighting might be a little weird because I'm driving home now. I'm going to be on these little back roads and stuff. We don't have a lot of light. So I may just totally disappear into the dark in this video. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? Just don't worry about it. I just wanted to do something really quick because I ended up having to work today. I wasn't planning on working all this week. If you are new here, hi, I'm Mare. I have been doing... I can't find anything on this car. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, goodness. I'm still getting used to... Oh, it's a Jeep, and I want to do a Jeep wave, and I'm not my Jeep. See, now I've completely disappeared. Okay, I've completely disappeared. I'm so sorry. Anyway, my God, I went to Subaru class, too, and I still don't know where everything is on here. And yes, I did have a class for my car. So, oh my God. Anyway, I'm Mare. I'm usually in my studio or at my house reviewing stuff and doing things. And now I am driving on one of the back roads of the Poconos in the dark. There are no streetlights out here because I live in the middle of nowhere going up my mountain. Occasionally you'll see me as a car drives by, and that's about it. I'll be like, woo, in passing, which is fine. Just, you know, go put this on while you're doing other things. And you can just listen. This is not so much a watching video. This is a listening video. This should be me in this car podcasting. Okay, here's the great thing about this. How quiet is this? You guys have probably gotten used to, in the past 5 years, the rumbling of my Jeep, how loud my Jeep is, and especially since I got the roof rack. The roof rack is always rattling and it's always making a lot of noise. And I am not in my Jeep, so you're probably wondering why. I put a post up on my Instagram, and actually, before I even put that post up, shout out to Peter Mon. Hi, Peter. Go check out Peter. Especially his vlogs, which I have been watching since almost when he started them. I don't think I started watching his vlogs the first year he was on YouTube. I did watch his drama videos when he first started on YouTube because I was an old drama video. I used to watch Rich Lux and Sanders Kennedy, and I said that a long time ago, but way back in the day, I used to watch those two. And oh my God, I remember watching Sanders Kennedy all the time. Holy crap. Whatever happened to that guy? Well, we know what happened, but, you know, I mean, look, I hope he's doing well wherever he is. I don't wish anything bad on any fellow YouTubers if they haven't done anything really horrible to anyone. I mean, I guess if, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, my God. So, I pay a lot of attention to the climate of the interwebs. Probably, I swear I do more than a lot of people who do videos or do even TikToks or do anything, who are considered influencers, right? There's like influencers, and then there's all us little people. I'm the little people. I don't have a big following. I don't have a big sub base, subscriber base, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I'm just vlogging in the car right now because I worked all day, because I have a day job. I have my own private salon, and I'm a dog groomer, and I'm a former hairstylist, makeup artist, esthetician, and nail tech. And when I relocated to Pennsylvania, my licenses would not transfer without me going back to school and spending a fortune, which we did not have because we moved here for financial reasons, mainly being that my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, was going to be laid off from his job if he didn't leave Michigan and go take a job elsewhere in another state with the company he worked with. So we were forced to move, and we did not have the money to move. We moved out of desperation of not ending up homeless, basically, is the way I usually put it to people. I mean, we seriously, I don't know how we would have survived if we wouldn't have moved. It would not have gone well. We moved out of Michigan the year that, I always say, the year the bottom dropped out, you know, the year everything died in Michigan. Why am my car is so steamed up right now? Holy moly. My windows are all steamy. Does not feel that terribly cold out. I mean, it's chilly, but it's not like awful. What is it? It's 28 degrees, but I don't know. I feel pretty warm, honestly. I feel pretty good. Turn my heat up a little. Oh, I got a heated steering wheel. I got heated seats. You're probably wondering what I'm doing in this car anyway. But so I was saying, like, things were bad for us. The first years we lived out here in Pennsylvania, it was bad. We moved out of desperation to not become homeless, basically. And we were living on ramen noodles, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, mac and cheese. We was not doing well. But over the years, and a lot of work, it's been 18 years living out here this past October was our 18-year house anniversary. As I say, happy house anniversary, October 3rd, when we moved out here. That was the first day in the new house in the Poconos, from living in Ferndale in Michigan. Fabulous Ferndale. There's a lot of people coming down my road, which is nice because I have some crazy light hitting my face right now. Look like I'm in a club or something. But yeah, we struggled a lot. I ended up going out and getting a full-time job, and I worked overtime. I worked my butt off. I ended up going to grooming academy. I also was trained to be a dog trainer, which I was already doing in Michigan. I was working with trainers in Michigan, and I had a mentor there, and I was going to go into dog training there. And I did a lot of it. I did a lot of rescue work and rehab specifically. So I knew how to train dogs, just not formally in a working ring, in a ring with a demo dog and all that. So I actually was trained to do that by my friend Lori, who is a wonderful trainer. She's also a CGC evaluator, if you know what that is, Canine Good Citizen Awards. She does tricks titles for dogs it's all through AKC, that stuff is. But anyway, and she's an agility trainer specifically. That's what she teaches. That's her forte. She teaches everything. Usually when you're a trainer, you kind of like start with like the basic obedience and all that stuff. And you go through like puppy obedience, you know, like advanced, all that crap. And then there's special certifications and things you can do. Like if you go through certain places like AKC, you can learn to become a CGC evaluator to get dogs through Canine Good Citizen. You can evaluate dogs to become therapy dogs. There's all that stuff. Or you can go into specialty sports. And Lori did agility. I just like to do basic obedience. That's like my thing with dogs. I'm very into the basic obedience thing. Just the basics. And I like rally obedience and a couple other things. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. I worked my butt off. I was working as a dog trainer and a dog groomer at the same time. So I was doing both. I was grooming dogs all day, and then I would get done grooming dogs and I would clean myself up and change my clothes, and I would go to the training ring and teach training classes. So I was hustling like crazy. My husband and I worked our butts off to get to where we are. And it's so weird because we're such workaholics, both of us. We both work so hard and we put so much into what we do that you get to a point where you're like, you actually look around and go, how did I get here? And you forget all the years of like working long hours in 60 to 70 hour weeks or whatever you did, and all the craziness, and you forget all that, and then you just look around and you go, wow, look where we are now. And I think as this year ends, even with my losses and having no parents left, which is one of my frustrations, is like, I am finally there. I feel like we're there. We've gotten to this amazing place in our lives, in our marriage, in our home, and everything is, I know so many people are like struggling and things are so bad, but we started working our butts off 18 years ago just to get to where we are now. And believe me, this world, man, you literally have to just drain yourself and work so hard to get anywhere. And we've been doing it 18 years and we're still doing it. I wasn't supposed to work this week. I was on vacation this week. I took the week off. I ended up, because I can't say no and because I'm my own boss. Okay, I'm the worst boss in the world. I will not give myself days off. I will work every day. And it takes a lot to be your own boss and to say no to clients. I don't like to say no to clients. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. My husband's like, are you freaking crazy? I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it. It's fine. I just want my clients to be happy, right? So Monday I was booked. Yesterday I worked, and it's New Year's Eve and I ended up working all day today. I just, I'm like, what else am I going to do? Sit around and contemplate the year? Yeah, I know what this year was like. It was tough. But on Christmas, my husband and I talked about all the good things that happened this year and the bad things. And I started out saying this really sucks with no parents for Christmas. I have nobody to call. I don't have a parent to call and say Merry Christmas to. This is really sad, blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, I stopped and I told him, I said, but look at, and losing Eliza, I said, but look at all the great things that happened this year. Prudence found us. We have our Prudence. Our house, getting our siding done, my studio. And then my husband, who is an absolute freaking wackadoo crazy person, I'm going to sit here for a second. The dogs are going to go nuts. He's going to be like, you're in the driveway and the dogs are going nuts. Kind of didn't totally surprise me, but I've had this car like a month and I haven't talked about it because I feel weird talking about it because I know so many people are struggling and not everybody can go, hey, I got a new car, right? Sorry, I was like, what song is this? Not everybody can get a new car, and I'm just so lucky, and we're so fortunate with just our jobs and our situation. But not only that, I mean, you guys have to keep in mind, my husband and I never had kids. We just have our dogs. And, sink. Yeah, I want to sink. Sorry, turning the heat up a little bit. We just had dogs. We never had kids. So we have no dependents. So all the money that we have and all the money we've saved is ours. And we reinvest it into our home and whatever else and just saving and saving. We haven't, in our 25 years together, we took 3 vacations. One was the first year we met and we were in Michigan and all we did was go to Chicago for 2 days. That was our big vacation. Chicago for 2 days. And then, in 2023, we went to Paris for 4 whole days, 4 whopping days in Paris. We didn't go on any extravagant trip. We went to Paris for 4 days. That was it. It wasn't a week. It wasn't 9 days. It wasn't 2 weeks. It was 4 days in Paris. And it felt like we got there and we blinked and we went home. And then last year, that was 2023. 2024, we went to Dublin because my husband, since 2019, was trying to get me to go to Dublin because he went in 2019 and he's like, I want to take you. You would love it. spoiler alert, I didn't love it. It was okay. Look, I sound ungrateful, but I liked Paris a lot more, and I have my reasons for why. But Dublin was cool. We had some great memories there and all, but I preferred Paris. Je préfère le Paris. Anyway, je préfère. Préféré? I don't know. I don't remember. I've studied French for like 3 years, and I don't use it enough, so I forgot. I mean, I'm trying to talk really fast because I know my husband's going to be like, why are you sitting in the driveway? Dogs are barking. They're looking for you. They get mad when I sit in the driveway because they know I'm out here. I'm not editing this. So there's going to be a lot of ums and uncomfortable silences of me thinking and making faces. I'm drinking my drink. So, a lot of people go on one or several, meaning like 3, 4, sometimes 3 and 4 vacations a year. For the past 25 years, my husband and I have been together. We went on 2 vacations. If you want to count Chicago, that was a long weekend. It wasn't even a vacation. We went for 2 days. Went to Chicago for 2 days in like 2001. And then in 2023, we went to Paris for 4 days. And then we went to Dublin in 2024, or 2023 was Paris. 2024 was Paris for a week. And 2 of those days in that week were flying. So technically we weren't there 7 days. We were there like 5 days. And that's it. That's all. In 25 years, that was the only time we spent money on vacations. So there's a lot of people who will say, oh, you're so rich. Oh, you have so much money. You have so much. It's like, no, well, you have to understand the sacrifices too. We both work nonstop because we have no kids and because we have no dependents other than our dogs. My husband works like sometimes like 70 some hours a week. It's ridiculous. I hardly see him. So I think this year, I didn't even talk about what I got for Christmas because I feel uncomfortable talking about it. So anyway, I wrote to Peter Mon like a few days ago. I think it was last week. And I was like, look, I feel so guilty. Like, I know I shouldn't feel guilty that me and my husband are both really successful at what we do. We weren't handed anything. Like, we worked so hard for everything we have, and we don't spend money on, like, I own 0 designer bags. 0. I own 0 designer shoes. No Coach, no Gucci, no Louis Vuitton, none of that. I have none of that. At 57, I have none of that. I don't do designer labels. I think it is insane to pay any more than like maybe $50 for a purse. And even then I'm like, $50 for a purse. I go and buy these like cheap. Okay, look, wait, I'll even show you. This is the purse that I'm using right now. Oh, you can't see it. Wait, where's my light? Here's my purse. It's an Eddie Bauer purse, and it's one of these. And I've had this purse for about 10 years, I think, or something. I don't know. And it's just all canvas, and it's falling apart. And I think it was like $20 or $25 or something. And I've had this same one probably, I feel like I've had it almost since we moved here. I thought I got this one not long after we moved out here or something, but I've had it forever. I use the same like 3 or 4 purses, and they're all under $20. I'm like, why do I want a fancy purse? The only fancy purse I have is from when we went to Paris, and it's a little baguette, and it's funny because it's a baguette purse and it's from Paris. And my husband bought it for me, and it was $250, and I thought that was ridiculously extravagant. And it's the most expensive purse I own, and I own one purse that is like pricey, and that's it. And I think, and $250, I know that's not pricey, but I'm like, are you out of your damn mind? So I wrote to Peter Mongs. I was like, look, I got this new car, and I don't know how to tell people I got a new car because I almost feel guilty about it. I should not. And I know people are in the comments are going to be like, don't feel guilty. You worked your butt off, and your husband wanted to do something nice for you. My Jeep has been having a few electronic problems. So I've been having issues with it. I think I talked about it in some of the vlogs. Now the windshield wipers stopped working. I drove it yesterday and the windshield wipers went up and then they got stuck and they won't come down. So now one of the relays in the windshield wipers is broken. There's like 3 relays or something, and it's stuck. And I can't put them down, and they're stuck up, and if it rains or snows or does anything, I can't use them. I can't drive my Jeep anyway, and I texted my husband. I said, thank God you surprised me and got me the Subaru, because I can't drive my Jeep, so I wouldn't have a car to drive. And he worries about me being out here by myself all the time when he has to go into his office if I don't have a car. Also, he wanted me to have something a little bit more gas efficient, fuel efficient. We're trying to go a little more friendlier to the planet, fuel efficient around here. My Jeep is a gas hog, okay? And it costs me almost $60 to fill up my Jeep every time. The gas mileage is terrible. So anyway, about a month ago, my husband said he got a Subaru Crosstrek through his work. He gets provided a car through work. So he got a Subaru Crosstrek and he got the Wilderness Edition. And I was like, this car is so amazing. My friend Jamie just got a Subaru this year as well. He got a different one, but I think he's got a Forester or something. So I was so jealous of my husband's car. I go, well, can I drive it? And he goes, no, because it's in my name. It's through work, and my name is on the insurance through work, but yours isn't. So I'm not insured on his car. And I'm like, well, this isn't fair. I can't ever drive your car. I can't drive his Crosstrek. Like, so if he's home and I can't drive my Jeep, I can't take his car to go to the store. It's, you know, it's kind of annoying. So he actually felt bad that I liked his car so much. And he's like, I'm going to get you one. So we went to Subaru and we looked at them, and I was like, this is crazy, dude. I'm like, I have a car. Why do I need another car? I don't even really go that many places. But it turns out I'm going to have reason to need this car next year, tomorrow, in a couple weeks. I have very good reason why I'm going to need this car. I'm going to be traveling a lot more, mostly because of Prudence. I'm going to be doing some traveling with her to like dog events and training and things like that. So it is the perfect time. But my Jeep is at, what is she at, like 78,000 miles, something like that. I've had it since 2019, and I don't plan on, everybody's like, what happened to your Jeep? The Jeep is here. I still have Moxie. I am not getting rid of my Jeep, ever. Ever. I love that car. I'm in love with my Jeep. I just got new tires on it, but it was at the dealership for like 2 days. They still couldn't figure out the things electronically that are going wrong with my seat. With my, I don't know if you guys remember when I was with Jeremy, and we were talking about how the seatbelt sensor in the passenger seat keeps going off. And every 2 seconds when I'm driving, it's going ding, 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 ding. It's unbearable. It is like so annoying. It just goes off the whole time. They had my car for 2 days, could not figure out how to fix it. And this was at the dealership. They're like, well, you'll have to bring it back then, and we'll have to take out the whole dashboard. And I'm like, no, oh, God damn it, no. So now they're going to have to dismantle my whole dashboard and all this stuff to see if it's something electronic, because the seatbelt thingy, you know, where you put the seatbelt in and so it doesn't go ding, 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 $500 for that. For the stupid seatbelt part, $500. So they were like, well, we just want to make sure that before you spend $500, we want to make sure it's not something simple like a short somewhere or something. And I'm like, oh. So, I don't know. The Jeep's been pushing my buttons lately. I think now she's mad at me that I got the Subaru, because all of a sudden yesterday I drove it and the windshield wipers stopped working. I'm going to stop my engine. Oh, now my lights are on. Oh, I can turn that off too. Wait. Turn her on. Okay, that light's off. All right. Anyway, I just like starting and stopping the new car. So now I'm in the Subi. Now I got all the disco lights on. Look at this. It's crazy. This thing lights up like crazy. Anyway, so this is the new baby. It is a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness Edition. And I am very much looking forward to taking this car all over the universe. Like, taking trips, going on road trips, going driving, taking the dogs, going camping. Oh, okay, that went off again. It's going to get really dark here, but I just felt like I don't know how to share that I got a car without coming off as like, I know it's different than Jaclyn Hill coming on and going, help me pick which designer bag I should keep that are like this, whatever, however many $1,000 purses, and stuff like that. But I know it's not the same thing, but I just feel weird. Like, I'm not a flexy person. You guys should know this. I'm not like, ooh, look at all the shit I bought. Ooh, look at what I can buy. I mean, I don't ever want anybody to watch my channel and feel worse about their life because I have a certain lifestyle or whatever that they don't have. I know how lucky I am, and I'm super grateful. And Peter Mon sent me the nicest DM back because I sent him a picture of the car, and I was like, or I told him about the car, and I said, I don't even know. I want to share that I got this new car, and people are going to notice because I'm going to vlog, and they're going to be like, where's your Jeep? But I'm like, how do I share this and not come off as like an asshole, like Jaclyn Hill or something, Like, I don't want people to feel bad that I'm like, oh, it must be nice. I made a joke about it. I go, we are now that couple where the husband goes, surprise, and the wife gets a new car for Christmas. It wasn't really like that. I knew about it. We talked about it. I told him he was crazy, and my husband basically kind of insisted, like, he keeps saying, no, but you needed it. I'm like, but did I? But did I, though? I am very, very conscious of, do I need this anymore? Because I'm turning into that, do I really need this channel person? Like, my mindset now is, do I really need this? For 99% of the stuff, it's no, I do not need it. So I was like, dude, I have a car. Like, why do I need two cars? And my joke to Peter Mon, I think I said something like, oh, I have two cars that I don't go anywhere in now. But I do actually go places, and it makes me want to go places, which is kind of cool. My Jeep can be very cumbersome because it's so big. It's a 4-door. It's a Rubicon Unlimited. To park in town, to parallel park, it is just a nightmare sometimes to get around in my Jeep and to find parking and things like that. And sometimes I just want to run to the grocery store and not be in a tank. You know what I'm saying? And this is really easy. This is a dog-friendly car. Oh, there goes my lights. Now it's going to get dark again. It's a very dog-friendly car, so it's so nice taking the dogs in this car. It's so much quieter, so my dogs are a little less nervous being in this car as well. They sleep really well. I don't know. So, yeah, I got a new car. My husband really, really went crazy and spoiled me for Christmas, but I'm not one of those people who's like, here's everything I got for Christmas. Because, again, I don't want people to feel terrible about what they didn't get. I didn't ask for anything for Christmas, but I think my husband he's doing this thing with the car. He got me the car not long after my dad died. We talked about it, and we talked about it, and he talked about it. I was like, my husband's, the love languages thing. It's like his love language is gift giving. He can't, because he works so much. He doesn't have a lot of time to spend with me. And I have a joke called throw money at the problem. I'm like, just throw money at the problem. Me being the problem. I'm not the problem, but it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. When he goes, I don't know what to do because I'm working so much. I don't know what to get you. I go, hey, throw money at the problem, which means just throw me some cash and I'll get what I need or something like that. So I make jokes like that all the time, but he does feel bad because he can't do a lot because he runs a company and he works constantly, and he is never off the clock. I can't tell you guys a lot about his job, but he's never off the clock 100%. His job requires him to be available 24/7, 365. That comes with a price. It comes with a great lifestyle of, we are able to have this house that we have, and he's able to get me a car and all that. But are there days where I go, what would it be like if he had a 9-to-5 and we had less money, or we got by with less, but we had more quality time together and we could actually go on a vacation? He has taken 0 vacations this year, you guys. 365 days, he has not taken a vacation. He has not taken vacation days. 0 vacation days this year that my husband has taken. And I haven't really either. I took time off from, some of my dog grooming for mental health break for losing my dad and Eliza, my dog. But other than that, like, neither one of us has taken a vacation this year. My vacation was, going to see my dad, and I never knew when the last time was going to be. And the last vacation, quote unquote, I had was driving to see him in September, which is a very emotional trip. He was doing really badly at that point, and it ended up being the last time I saw him alive. But I'm glad I went. But it was no vacation. And I don't want to say it was an obligation, because it was always a blessing to be able to go and visit my dad. But it wasn't a vacation per se. Vacations are you go away and you are just chilling. When I would go to Michigan, I would go shopping for my dad. I would help him with things around his house. I would work out in the yard and the garden and help him do things he couldn't do, and just spend time and talk to him and all that. It wasn't like I was laying on a beach chilling and drinking fruity drinks or something. I haven't been on one of those vacations in 7 years. And when I did that, it was for my my birthday that I went to in Palm Springs with my two best friends. And for my 50th birthday, I went to Palm Springs, and I ended up with cross-contamination type food poisoning on the last night there, which sucked. But it was a great trip. I loved that trip. But 7 years ago was the last time I took what I would think of as a vacation where I was like, somewhere warm and somewhere like sitting by a pool and all that. And then we went to Paris, and then we went to Dublin, because my husband doesn't like beaches and shit like that, really. I'm trying to win him over to it, because I do like a pretty beach and I like being on the ocean. But I haven't been to Hampton Beach in a few years. I miss the Hampton Beach trips, but I think next year I might go back to Hampton Beach. And if nobody is there but me, that's fine. I'll go to Hampton Beach by myself and the dogs. I'll find a dog-friendly rental on Hampton Beach and go by myself. And my husband said, well, if you go, I can probably come out for like 2 days of it or something. So I may go out there and go to Hampton Beach for a week, see if Jeremy wants to go maybe. It'd be cool if Jeremy flew out here and then we went to Hampton Beach for a week. And then if my husband, he would drive out for like 2 or 3 days of it. But again, my husband doesn't, I think everybody always wants to judge, oh, you have this great house, you have a husband who got you a car, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not complaining about it. I mean, I am so freaking lucky. I don't even know. I won the husband lottery, number one. And not because he buys me things, because I was going to say his love language is gifting, because he doesn't know what else to do. But I think he's trying to overcompensate for me losing my dad, and he knows I've been really sad. So he just keeps giving me things and buying me stuff. And after about my second or third gift that was ridiculously expensive on Christmas, I started crying, and I said, you need to stop. Stop buying me things now. Don't give me any more stuff. Don't give me, stop. I said, I appreciate it so much, and I love you so much for trying to cheer me up, but none of this will bring my dad back. And that is like the hard truth. All the money in the world can't bring my dad back. All the cars or whatever he wants to give me won't bring my dad back. And I think I had to say that to my husband, because I think he felt like he didn't know what to do for me. And I'm like, just, hang out with me and listen to me talk about my dad. I don't know. And he lost his dad too. So we've had a lot of conversations about, being dadless. And well, he's still got his mom. And I'm like, please go see your mom and treasure your mom, because when she's gone, I told him, I go, you won't know what it's like until you don't have her anymore and you have no one to call. So, and no one to talk to and no parent to, so when he got me the car, one of the other reasons I didn't talk about it on here or anywhere was I just had such mixed emotions about it. And I told my husband this too. We have a really, obviously 25 years together, over 25 years. We're going on 26 in about six months. We have such a great relationship. And I said, God, I feel so guilty about this car. And he goes, why? You deserve it. And I said, do I? Do I though? And he goes, no, you completely deserve it. I want to give you the world. I want to give you everything. You deserve all of it. Well, it's hard because, you have to say to yourself, yeah, I do deserve this, but I've never been that person. I'm always like, I haven't worked hard enough. I haven't done enough. I haven't earned this. And I think I'm going to run myself into the ground and into a pine box before I think I deserve any of this. I'm not ungrateful at all. I'm the opposite. I'm like really, really guilty about all the stuff I have all the time. I'm like, do I need any of this? Do I deserve any of this? I don't know. And he keeps telling me, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Peter Mon actually wrote back to me when I said, I don't know I want to tell people I got a car, but I feel bad about it. And he goes, live your life and you enjoy the things you have. You enjoy it. That's your, he's kind of like, you've earned this. Enjoy it. And I was like, sometimes you just need someone to give you permission to enjoy something and be happy about it. And I still struggle with it. That was a week ago and I still hadn't talked about it on here. But I put up an Instagram post about being humbled and saying, I want to feel like I deserve everything that I have. That's why I try so hard to be such a good person. And I work so hard and I won't say no to any clients. And I want everyone to be happy. And I want to make the world a better place. And I've made donations a lot this month and things like that. And I have places that I like to donate to. And I've helped out people who needed help recently. And I specifically said, I don't want this back. Do not give this back to me. Don't think you owe me anything. This is just because nobody should be in the situation you're in. And this was a family member. So, but anyways, I'm always trying to do good and do something good or do something positive. And I guess there's I don't want this to be too much longer because I got to get inside and stuff. But I think what I want to leave behind in 2025 is my guilt of being successful and my guilt of feeling, am I feeling like I don't deserve this? I say that all the time, like, I don't deserve all this. Why me? Why me and not you guys? Why me and not someone who's struggling? But I know somebody's going to say, because you worked your ass off, and damn straight I did. Damn straight I did. I have worked with pain, backaches, messed up feet, sprained wrists. I can't explain some of the pain that I've worked through when I've had back problems. Being a dog groomer, standing on your feet all day, and I'm going to be 57. And I'll be on my feet all day. I lift dogs routinely, lift them up off of my grooming table. I do have a hydraulic grooming table, but I'm lazy, so I'll lift them off my grooming table and lift them into the tub, even though my table is hydraulic and I have a ramp for them to walk into the tub. But I will routinely lift 60-pound dogs from my grooming table and put them in the tub because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm like, it's faster for me to go whoop, lift them and bop them in the tub because it's right next to my table, then lower the table, have the dog walk down, have him walk up the ramp. And sometimes boom, 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 I got grooms to do. I got to keep it moving. But it's a very physical job. It was like when I was a hairdresser, you're on your feet all day. I don't think people give hairdressers enough credit. Or a lot of the jobs, retail jobs, you're on your feet all day. Being a hairdresser, I ran my body into the ground by the time I was 30. And then I did merchandising for Pepsi. I ran my body into the ground doing that. I ended up with tennis elbow in both elbows, but it wasn't tennis elbow. It was repetitive injury. So my elbows are permanently damaged for the work that I did in my 20s and 30s. And then I went into being a dog groomer, which, I worked a desk job for a while at Pepsi. And then I went into being a dog groomer and a dog trainer and all that. And so, also hard on my body. Every job I've had has been on my feet. It's been either retail or merchandising or standing behind a chair or at a table all day doing physical work. Every job I've had has been a physical labor type job except for one. And it was when I had to change jobs at Pepsi from merchandising to working in the cash office because my elbows were so damaged I couldn't do it anymore. I was out of work and I damaged the tendons in both of my elbows, my right and my left arm. And I remember when I went to the doctor, through work, it was a work-related injury. And he said some people's tendons last X amount of years, other people's last longer, and other people's last less. He goes, everybody's tendons have a lifespan of repetitive injury, of repetitive motion like this and what you're doing. And he goes, yours, you blew them out now. And it was before I was 30, I blew out my tendons in both elbows. So I have like elbow pain in my left elbow mostly, believe it or not. My left elbow is worse, even though I'm right-handed. But, when I was in my 20s, I had carpal tunnel. And that was from when I was a hairdresser. I had really bad carpal tunnel from doing hair, makeup, nails, and an esthetician. And I did all of that at my job. So I would be going from doing someone's hair to doing someone's makeup to doing waxes, doing facials, doing someone's nails, then going and doing highlights and doing someone's hair again, doing another wax, doing someone else's nails, doing a pedicure, doing someone else's hair. And I would rinse and repeat. And I've always been a workaholic, so I've always run myself into the ground just doing physical jobs. But I think it's also why people are like, you look so young for your age. I'm like, thanks. I never stop moving. I am a very physical labor intensive job kind of person. And I think that actually keeps me young. I know it kept my dad young. My dad lived to be 94. And people would see him and go, you don't look 94. He looked way younger than his age. But my dad worked in tool and die work, and he was in a shop all day. And after retirement age, he still went in and worked. The worst thing you can do, I think, is ever retire. That's when you turn old, is when you retire. I don't think I'll ever retire from dog grooming unless I physically absolutely can't do it. I will be dog grooming in a wheelchair. I don't care. I mean, I'll get an assistant because I love doing it. I don't ever want to quit doing it unless my body says no more. But I will keep going until I can't do it anymore. And even I've said this, if my channel blew up and I became famous for something online or something like that, I would still want to groom dogs because I enjoy doing it. It's my career. It's my job. It's what I love to do. I don't want to not do it. I mean, I don't know. It makes me happy. I like everything about it. I love taking a dog that looks like a hot mess and just making them look absolutely stunning, and they smell good and they're happy. And I have never had a dog that I have given a bath and a haircut to, never have had a dog that I have done a makeover on and had them not act super happy, bouncing off the walls, feeling so good after we were done. And that's like anyone, once you get your hair and your makeup done and you have a shower and you just feel great, right? Like, who gets all that done and goes, I feel like crap? No, you always feel good when you're all cleaned up and you get out of the shower, how good you feel. You get out of the shower, you might feel crappy, you take a shower and you're like, I feel so much better now. Dogs are the same way, you guys. Trust me, groom your dogs. Keep your dogs clean. Take good care of them. It makes them so much mentally, emotionally happier. And it's also, they're being shown care. I mean, go to a good groomer, though, because there's some bad ones, and you don't want them getting ABUSED at a groomer, or scared or terrified. But I consider what I do like a doggy day spa. My dogs get like a spa experience when they're here. So, I love pampering them and making them feel, I like to send every dog out feeling like 1,000,000 times better than when they came in. And that's what makes me happy. I love doing that. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that I took someone's little animal, their little family member, and made that little family member so much happier and feel so good. And it's a very unconditional love kind of thing for me. It's like, this isn't my dog, but I'm sending this dog out into the world being so much happier and healthier for being clean, having their ears clean, their eyes cleaned, their eye boogies. Oh my God, my biggest pet peeve in the world. Clean your dog's eye boogies. I hate that. Oh! And clean your dog's ears. Would you ever let your kid, your human child, walk around with big crusties in their eyes and shit falling out of their ears, all the dirt? No. Check your dog's eyes and ears if you do nothing else. Jesus Christ. My God, it's my biggest groomer pet peeve. That and the nails. Do your dog's nails. It hurts their feet. Their feet hurt. They cannot walk properly if their nails are too long. My recommendation is go every 2 weeks, but I'm a dog groomer and I am very particular about that. It's called maintenance. Dogs are not like you get them and you don't do anything, or cats even, you know, trim their nails. Oh my God. If you do nothing else, that's it. Anyway, rant over, dog groomer rant over. How did I even get on this subject? And I said I wasn't going to go too long, and it's already long. And nobody's probably going to watch this because it's New Year's Eve. But I wanted to put something up before the year ends. But yeah, I think this year there's a lot of stuff I want to leave behind. And I want to thank Peter Mon. I don't know if he's watching this, but I need to thank him for sending me that DM and saying, like, go on, girl, enjoy your life. Tell people you got a car. What are you afraid, you know? And I'm like, and I know it's not the same. My husband getting me a car is not the same as me coming on here and pulling out 5 Louis Vuitton purses or a $22,000 haul, which you will never see here. You will never see that. And I'm not just saying never. Like my haul is this car, you know, and this isn't even mine. And my husband doesn't know this. He doesn't know this. So I'm going to make the first car payment in January. I'm not going to tell him, but I'm going to make the first car payment just to thank him for doing this for me, because I feel bad. And I'm working so much this week. I have tomorrow off. I have New Year's Day off, but then I'm working on Friday. I might be working Saturday. I'm not sure. I have Sunday off. Monday I'm working. And then Tuesday, our Italian Greyhound Casper is having knee surgery. So there's a lot going on that I haven't told you guys. We've been dealing with a lot of stuff. Casper's knees, he has something called luxating patellas, which is a problem that happens a lot in Italian Greyhounds, especially. His kneecaps pop out of the joints. He's not even 3 years old yet, and he is getting arthritis in his left knee, and he's got bone on bone in his left knee because he has such a severe luxating patella. So next Tuesday, Casper is going in for knee surgery. It is going to be 6 to 8 weeks of recovery time for him. My husband actually did set up his work schedule that he only has to go into his office one time over the first 2 weeks of Casper's healing. He only has one place he has to go, and he's going to be working from home and helping take care of Casper with me, which is great, because with 4 dogs and, you know, Prudence, who's a puppy, and Enid, who's only a year old, like trying to keep them from driving Casper crazy. He's going to be on in crate rest for the first couple weeks anyways. And we got him a big new crate. We call it his recovery suite. It's beautiful. We got him this really big new crate, and I have it all set up. I built it, and I ordered the crate and the bed and everything in December, or beginning of this month. No, it was November 26th. We got it before December because we thought he might have his surgery in December, but the doctor was unavailable. The surgeon we wanted to go to. So she is doing his surgery next Tuesday. And that's his first knee surgery. Then he will heal for 6 to 8 weeks of that knee surgery, and then he will have his right knee operated on. So we are repairing both of his back legs because he has luxating patellas in both back legs. So if you don't know what it is, you can look it up. Luxating patellas. It's a thing. And we had another Italian Greyhound, Rusty, who had dual luxating patellas in both of her back legs. Her kneecaps popped out of the joint. They have grades 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Casper is he's like a grade 3 on his left knee, and he's probably at a grade 4 now, whatever the worst is. But it's kind of like the heart murmur thing. You know, they have grades of how bad it is. His is getting to be the worst. It's getting to the point where he just lays around all the time. He doesn't run. And when he tries to run, he's a tripod. He carries his back leg. His left back leg is always, he's carrying his leg, and it's popped up, and his knee's popped out of the joint, and he runs on 3 legs, and he carries his left back leg. So it's bad enough he needs surgery. Fortunately, again, we work our asses off. We can afford to get him the surgery. So we're getting him 2 knee surgeries to fix his knees, because he doesn't deserve to feel like this. He's so miserable. I mean, I can't imagine not doing it. There's no way we wouldn't do this. If we didn't have the money, we'd find a way to find the money to do it. But that's been a lot on my mind, just worried about him and getting ready for his surgery. But the good news is I am making myself work like crazy, and working every day and working long hours every day and everything, so that I can be ready for his surgery. So most of January, I will be off of work. I will be working a little bit here and there in my salon, but I already told all my clients my dog's having surgery, and my husband told his work my dog's having surgery. So both of us have time off in January. So we didn't get any vacation last year, but we're doing kind of a staycation with Casper. Also, Jamie and Jeremy, my besties, are coming out on January 8th, and they are staying for 5 days. So 2 days after 2 days after Casper's surgery, Jamie and Jeremy arrive, and they're staying for 5 days to visit. My birthday is January 10th, and it falls on a Saturday. So they are coming out to celebrate my birthday with me. So that's going to be cool. So there's so many good things going on. And I'm going to spend a lot of quality time with them, just talking through a lot of this stuff with them, too. I mean, of anybody, you know, they're my besties. So they're like, girl, they've seen me through all of my hard times. And we were roommates on the Wayne State campus in Detroit back in the day. We had a 3-bedroom apartment on Wayne State that Jamie, Jeremy, and I all like rented together when Jamie was in med school and Jeremy was going to Wayne State. Well, Jeremy went to Wayne State. He was doing painting and art. And I was working for that. Well, I was a hairdresser back then. And then I ended up going from doing hairdresser stuff to working for Pepsi. And that's a whole other story too. I did hair on the side, but I stopped working in a salon and I went to work for Pepsi. The reason, when I was a hairdresser in the 90s, I had no health insurance, which is another extenuating thing of why my teeth got so bad over my lifetime. When you're a hairdresser, like you have to get your own health insurance. You have no retirement, no 401k, no health insurance, nothing. I won't go into all that, but it's a tough gig. You're kind of like an independent contractor in a lot of ways. You can work for a chain salon and they provide you with 401ks and insurance and stuff, but I didn't. I was more of an independent contractor. You can rent a chair in a salon. Like I said, I'm not going into it. There's many ways to work in salons, but I had no health insurance and my health was going downhill, and I couldn't even afford to go to the dentist or go to doctors or anything. So I had to go work for Pepsi just so that I could get health insurance. And I ended up getting health insurance and a 401k and all that, which was awesome, until I blew my arms out. And then I ended up working in the cash office there. And then I was working for Pepsi around the time that we moved. I ended up quitting Pepsi and we relocated. So anywho, and that's my life story. And now I'm here with the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness that I love, and my Jeep, who I also love. Moxie will always be like my baby, my heart car. But Moxie is going to now start being more of a fun Jeep. I'm probably going to start going off-roading in Moxie, which I never did before. But I think Moxie is going to turn more into an off-road hobby kind of thing. And then I will use the Subaru for my day-to-day driving around town. So, yeah, I don't know. May have a new hobby starting going off-roading in the Jeep. Will you see an NiteMare off-road channel? Possibly. That'd be funny. NiteMare off-roading. NiteMare four-wheel drive. That's what I should call it. NiteMare F4WD. Oh, my God. Me four-wheel drive, like off-roading in my Jeep. Muddin'. NiteMare muddin'. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. This has just been me blabbing, and I know it's a lot, and everybody probably is going to have thoughts, and I know everybody's saying, well, you're no Jaclyn Hill. You're not an influencer who's throwing wealth in our faces, and yada, yada, yada. Believe me, I don't have wealth. I do not have wealth, okay? We're doing well. We're very comfortable. Are we wealthy? No. We're doing well. But again, we have no dependents. We have no kids. We have the dogs. You know, we've never had kids. And my husband and I don't spend money on vacations. So my friend Jamie, who's a doctor, is like, oh my God, is it raining money in your house? And I'm like, dude, I said, add up all the vacations you take in a year. How many tens of thousands of dollars are all your vacations? I mean, there's so many things on this now, how people are going into debt going to Disney. They're spending like $20,000, $30,000 on vacations and shit. That is money my husband and I have not spent for 25 years, okay? We didn't even spend that much going to Dublin for 4 days, Paris for 4 days. That was a super inexpensive trip, honestly. It was really cheap to go to Paris for 4 days. It was a very inexpensive trip. we stayed at a boutique hotel that was like $120 a night. You know, so it was like $500 for our hotel in Paris for the whole trip. So, you know, when people, I just feel like people probably are watching going, oh, you buy stuff and you buy this and you have a new car now. It's like, well, we don't spend money on anything. We don't do anything. We don't go anywhere, and all we do is work. So if you want to know how to do really well, and don't have kids. Don't have kids. If you already did, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm just being silly, but honestly, we didn't have kids. Don't ever take vacations. Never. Go 25 years without taking a vacation, ever. Don't buy anything designer. 0 designer shit in our house. None. Don't buy designer stuff, ever. Buy $20 purses that you use for 10 years, like me. Most expensive pair of shoes I have are the new trail running shoes I got, and they were $170, and I almost cried that they were that much, but I'm training for races again next year, so I needed a good pair of running shoes, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I don't buy shoes anymore. I'm buying 1 pair of shoes, and that's it. And I don't have 5 pairs of shoes. I have that 1 pair of trail shoes that are good. My other shoes had to be donated. They're blown out. I wore them into the ground all the years I did my running. So, you know, anyways, that was me rambling about a bunch of crap. I guess I should go in and see my husband now. He's probably like, what happened to you? You said you were going out and then you disappeared for like an hour. I was in the car vlogging. Anyway, I don't know. I just, you know, I think the whole thing of getting to where you want to be is you have to be so unhappy with where you are and so discontent with where you are that you will risk everything, and you will do the scariest thing in your life and take the scariest leap in your life to get away from where you are and where you feel trapped. And when we were in Michigan, I felt trapped. I could not get out of there fast enough. I hated being in Michigan. I have to say it. I loved my friends there, but I hated being there. I did not belong there. And I knew that I had to get out of there. And the scariest thing to me in my life, and I always say this, it was the scariest thing to leave my mom and dad, to leave all my friends. I had a business in Michigan too. I used to do pet expos, and I had an Etsy store. And my Etsy name is still my store that I had back there. And I was doing all kinds of dog events. I was traveling to pet expos. I went down to one in Kentucky, and I would stay at hotels. And it's like going to Comic-Cons and being a dealer at Comic-Cons and selling stuff. I made pet accessories, and I did paintings, and I did all this stuff. And like, I did all these pet expos. It was really cool. And I was really building a name for myself. And then my husband's like, I'm getting laid off. We have to move. I have to relocate to another state. And then it took 4 years I was like, I'm not ready to leave yet. So he went and worked out of state for 4 years, and we did long distance for 4 years. And then after 4 years of being away from him, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I either need to move or we need to break up. And I wasn't willing to break up with him. So the scariest thing in my life was leaving my business that I spent 4 years building up. I had a name for myself. I had articles in newspapers. I was being interviewed for things. I was a judge at a dog show where they had like best dressed dog. And I was one of the judges on the panel. I was one of the famous Detroit judges. It was at Detroit Riverwalk. It was really cool. But I mean, I was such a hustler back then. I was working my job and then another job, and I was doing commissions for paintings for people, and I was doing rescue and foster work for dogs. And I was very, very active in the dog community. I was doing gallery shows with my paintings and my photography, and I was having newspaper articles written about me, and I have them. I found one in my garage. I was going to show you guys. I have all these old newspaper articles of papers that I was in and interviews I did and stuff. And I had to walk away from it all or break up with the guy that I was in love with. And I left everything. And it was so hard, especially leaving my parents. But my parents, my vet, all my dog friends, it wasn't just, it was a whole community and network of people that I built up over like years and years there. Like, and I had to walk away from it and move out here and know nobody. And I always say I gave up everything. I gave up my job, my family, all my friends, my entire network, my entire community, the art community, my band, because I was in a band, left my entire music community. I was such a huge part of Detroit music and arts community for years, for decades, or really for like, since I was 16. And I left it. I walked away from all of it, and it was horrible. It was horrifying. Everything I worked so hard for, and I walked away from it. And I was like, and I kept saying, we moved out here. I'm like, this is the biggest mistake of my freaking life. What did I do? And now I'm sitting here and I'm in a new car. I'm going to cry. I'm in a 2026 Subaru, looking at my house with this beautiful stonework and this all black siding that my husband let me design the house, like design the scheme, the color scheme and the design, and our new window and the soffits that I love with the faux wood soffits. And it's like, it's like I had to lose everything. I had to lose everything to gain what I have now. And I think that's really my message. Anybody who's really struggling, a lot of people, and I'm just saying this, not everybody this isn't everyone. Don't think this is a sweeping generalization, because it's not. But a lot of people like are so unhappy with where they are, but they absolutely are too scared to get out of the situation they're in and take that leap into the unknown. And for me, taking the leap into the unknown and walking away from everything I had and coming out here and going, I made a huge mistake. Now I have nothing. I don't know anyone. I have no friends. My family's over 500 miles away. I'm lonely. I'm lost. I felt like I got dropped on a different planet. So I went from living in a city to living up on a mountain, and like, I had to find someone. I had to hire a company to come pick up our garbage. You know, I'm like, we have a well. Like, how does this well thing work? If the power goes out, we have no water because we don't have city water. We have our own well. All these weird things I never experienced in my life. And I'm like, I don't know how to live like this. I am not a country mouse. I am a city mouse. And I had to learn to live out in the country. And now I'm like, I don't want to live in a city ever again. I love this. Oh, I could live in Paris. I could live in Paris part-time. I could have an apartment in Paris that I go visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. You know, I like visiting cities, but I don't want to live there. I love the country rustic life now. I love bringing in my firewood every day to keep our wood stove going to heat our house. I love all that stuff. I would never trade it back now. I would never go back and change what we did. I would never go back and change, you get to stay in Michigan and spend more time with your parents. I mean, seriously, I lost like 18 years with my dad that I didn't get to see him all the time. I used to live 20 minutes from my dad when I was in Michigan. I saw him all the time. I could see my parents all the time. I lost all those years, almost 2 decades I lost with my dad. But this is my life now. And I used to talk to my dad before he passed. I said, you know, I hate that I had to leave you just to have this life. And my dad said, but that's what it's about. And I said, what? And he goes, I don't want you. I didn't bring you into this world to stay with me. I want you to go out and live a life and be happy and successful and healthy and love your life and have a great time and have everything you ever want to have. And I want you to have all the success in the world. And he goes, and if, you know, you couldn't do that here, that's okay. It's like, it would be selfish of me to expect you to stay here with me. And I'm like, yeah, but and there was always my yeah, but. And he's like, no, but. No, yeah, buts. He's like, and I called him one day, I remember earlier this year, I called him one day and I said, Dad, you know what? He goes, what? I said, you always said all you want is for me to be happy, right? And happy and content and have everything I want in life, right? Even though I'm really far away from you and I miss you every day. And he said, yeah. I said, I just wanted to tell you something. And he said, what? Now I'm going to cry. I said, I'm happy. And I have more than I could ever dream of and more than I could ever want. And I just wanted you to know that. And he said, I'm glad. He's another one. He's like, you deserve it. And I'm like, do I? The little voice, do I? And he said, that's all I ever wanted for you. And I said, well, I want you to know I have that. I don't need anything else. I have more than I ever could possibly have dreamt of in this lifetime. But I had to sacrifice everything to get it. I had to sacrifice my comfort level, my family, my band, my art, my business, my job, my band. I keep saying my band. My best friends who I was with, who I lived with, who were my roommates before I moved in with my boyfriend, who became my hubby. I love this. The one thing that's missing is I wish my friends were here more. I'm very lonely a lot of the time. I have this great life. I have this great home, but I'm very lonely a lot. So, I could do with less, but more, with less stuff and also less loneliness. But at the same time, I've become a really solitary person, and that's okay too. I like the quiet. I like being alone. And I think it makes you a stronger person when you can be alone in the silence. Not a lot of people can do that. They need the noise. They need the distractions. I think I live a very overly examined life instead of an unexamined life. My life is very closely examined by me because I'm alone so much and I have a lot of time to reflect on things and think. So, yeah, this has been a journey. I don't even know if I'm going to post this vlog. I think I will. I don't know if I'll leave it up. Maybe I'll make it unlisted or something. Maybe I'll leave it up for like a day and then make it unlisted. Maybe I'll make it I would make it a members only, but then I feel like I'm being an asshole because it's like, you have to be a member and give me money to see this. And I'm like, God, I don't ever want to be that. I don't want to be that person. I would like to do members. I do have one member. I have one member. Shout out to my one member. You know who you are. I do have a member, so if I ever post members only stuff, just know it's for that one person and don't feel like you need to get a membership. But there is somebody who's a member who I feel like sometimes I need to do members only stuff just for her. But, hey, move goal achieved. Woohoo. So, oh no, that was a lot. I feel like I dumped a lot of stuff on you guys. But anyways, I wanted to talk about it. And I don't know how there's ever a good time or place to talk about this. Sitting here being in the dark, I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it in the dark. But I could imagine if I had even more than I have now, I will never be that person who comes on as like flexing. Like, look at what I bought. Oh, look at this. Listen, I have all this stuff that I got for Christmas that I really want to share, but I even feel weird about that. It's all useful stuff. It's stuff for my kitchen. I got a juicer. I got a cold pressed juicer that I'm obsessed with. I'm in love with this juicer. I'm drinking fresh cold pressed juice like 3 times a day. My hubby got me that. He got us this pizza oven. It's kind of for both of us, but he got this pizza oven for our new patio that we got. Well, the patio's a year old now. Got a really cool pizza oven. So I'll probably next year, well, we're going to be using the pizza oven tomorrow, honestly. I don't care how cold it is. The pizza oven's amazing. And I'm not really going to use it for pizza so much as I want to make roast vegetables in it. You make everything, but you can make your own bread. I love making my own bread, so I'm looking forward to using it as a wood-fired bread oven is my main thing. I got some sourdough starter thingies, and I'm going to be making my own sourdough and making all my own bread. I'm really trying to do a whole foods diet where all I eat is, I've been trying to stick to only eating things that are like unprocessed, like nothing with preservatives and artificial colors and all that. So I say one ingredient like mangoes, bananas, potatoes, lettuce, carrots, lots of whole foods. Occasionally, I really am not liking fish lately. I've been very much going back to vegetarian. But yeah, so all the stuff that my husband got me, though, really is to support my health and my health journey So that was really thoughtful. His gifts were super thoughtful. Every gift he gave me, he said, well, I thought this would help you with your working out and your running and your getting healthy and staying healthy. And he said, and I got it for you so that you do that because you inspire me and we can do it together. And I thought that meant so much to me. I'm like, he is really the gift, you guys. He's the gift. All these other things, I've said this before when I lost my dad, it's all just stuff. Everything to me now, it's stuff. I mean, what matters is the people in our life, and my husband and my dogs are the real gifts in my life, and everything else is just stuff. It's nice, but it's stuff. I mean, they're the real ones. They're my gifts, and they're the things that I would never trade for anything. But again, we've made a lot of sacrifices, and I will spoil myself and buy myself little treats now and then and buy myself little presents now and then. But I've been getting myself some stuff because I wanted to. There's a few things I bought. I'm not going crazy, but I bought a couple of sweatshirts. I bought a couple of other things. Not a lot of makeup. But, I bought I bought a sweatshirt that I bought one for Prudence and one for me. And by the way, if I say Eliza, it's becoming an ongoing thing. I call Prudence Eliza all the time now, but it's meant from the heart and with love. And the fact that I'm calling her Eliza is like a compliment because I think Prudence, our new puppy Prudence, is what Eliza would have been like had she not ended up in the puppy mill system and got all like really mentally traumatized and all that. I like to think that Prudence is what Eliza would have been as a puppy had she been given that chance. So I am letting Prudence be the best damn puppy she can be and be as crazy as she wants to be and enjoy all of the things in life. She is such a joy. She is like the most joyful creature in the world. It's crazy. I love her. Her joy is infectious. Honestly, you can't be sad around that dog. It's crazy. Where was I going with this? But yeah, they're what really keeps me going, is my husband and my dogs keeps me going and my love of them. And, so I was saying, so I got Prudence, since my birthday's coming up, I got me and Prudence a birthday gift for me. I got us matching sweatshirts. Don't even laugh. They're matching sweatshirts. Don't judge me. They're cute. And mine is a travel sweatshirt. It's for if you go on a plane. Just saying, if I go on a plane, if we fly somewhere, I got her a matching one. And mine is a travel one, and it has a passport holder, and it has all these cool pockets, and it has the hood with the little eye mask that folds down so you can take a nap. It's really cute, but they had that, and then they had hers that matched. I wanted to get one for Enid, but they didn't make them in small enough sizes. The small would fit Prudence, but they don't have like an extra small tiny one that would fit Enid. So I'm like, sorry, Enid. I told my husband, I said, don't make me feel bad that I didn't get one for Enid. They don't make them in that small of sizes, which sucks. It's that brand Comfort, if you've seen it. So I got the Comfort sweatshirt and the Comfort doggy matching sweatshirt. So I got that, and I got some more Riku sweatshirts for the girls for me to wear. It's this brand, and this has the big pocket, and that's Enid's pocket. So I got like 3 more pocket sweatshirts because I love these because I've been taking the dogs everywhere and they ride in the sweatshirt. So those are practical though. Those are absolutely, I always say the Rikus, I love those because I don't like clothes that are not practical. And those are the most practical items of clothing I own. That's why I love supporting this company. I'm like, God, I love multitasking clothing. I'm a multitasker and I love my clothing to multitask. And the Riku clothing is so multitasking. I swear, if they keep making clothes, I will keep getting them and just replacing stuff in my closet with theirs. I would like my whole closet to be a capsule wardrobe of just Riku because I love their stuff so much. It's so well made too. This coat, I just wish it was like black and gray instead of brown, but listen, Linda, I'm learning to like brown. I'm forcing myself to like brown. It's an earthy color. I'm a Capricorn. Brown and green are kind of our colors, earthy kind of colors, so I'm trying to embrace my earthy side, my earthy crunchy side, even though brown has always been my least favorite color. But I also tell you guys, when challenging yourself, try something that you're like, I hate that. Well, why do you hate it? I don't know. I just hate it. And I've always been like, I hate brown. And I think I've always said I hate brown because I think it's boring, like beige, brown. But all browns are not boring. I mean, a lot of the things that I love, are browns, like the leaves in the fall. And I love the colors in the fall. The stones on our house have kind of a brown base to them that I was very against getting this color stone in a way. I wanted them to be like really cold, icy gray. And then I'm like, but it feels so cold. There's like a warmth to the browns. And it's very earthy and it's very grounded. It's a grounding kind of color. So sometimes the things that we don't like and that you avoid, you have to examine. Again, unexamined life, not good. Examine why you don't like something. Ask yourself why. You're allowed to just not like stuff. I mean, I don't like beets, but I'm trying to get to like them. I'm making them different ways and trying to find a way that I can enjoy beets, the vegetable that dyes your hands red. That makes me crazy. I'm making beet juice in my juicer, and I'm trying to make it in ways that I can drink it without gagging. So I'm working on it. But yeah, I always like to try things that make me uncomfortable. You have to go to uncomfortable places if you want any growth or change in your life. Nobody ever made it anywhere by doing nothing, unless you're a Nepo baby or born into a billionaire family. Okay, nobody made it. Nobody ever accomplished anything by sitting in a comfort zone and complaining that they don't like where they're at. It's like, well, take all the energy of not liking it and put it into change. Do something to change it. Start an online store. I don't know. Like, my niece Mads is such a great example. Mads has been, because of disabilities, Mads has not been able to work out in any. Mads doesn't drive. Mads is often in a wheelchair. Mads does not drive to. Mads does a remote job. Okay. Mads does Comic-Cons, my niece and her wife. And Mads also said, just because I have all these disabilities, it's not going to stop me from being successful and having a life and having a career. And Mads is an artist. Mads does artwork. Mads does design. Mads has designed a couple of the things you'll see in my little store below, and it'll say designed by Mads. And that's my niece. And I pay Mads to do some of my design for t-shirts and mugs and things like that. But Mads works their butt off, and Mads is disabled, but never wanted to feel like, oh, well, I'm disabled, so I'm just going to not do anything. No, Mads is like, I want to do everything because I am disabled. And I always thought that was so inspiring, that Mads is such a badass, honestly. And also, if you go over to Mads the Ghost, I'll link her there. Sorry. Oh my God. Mads doesn't get mad if I say her or she. Mads is they, them. But also Mads does not get upset if I accidentally say she or her occasionally. We've had this discussion. Believe me, we've talked about it a lot. Mads said the only time that it bothers me is when people do it out of spite to be mean. They do it to like they're sticking a knife in me and twisting it because they know, like, coming from certain people, and there are certain people in Mads' life who will use she, her almost as like a dig, if that makes sense. And which is so mean. It's like, just respect their pronouns, okay? Just respect it. And Mads said when it's said with disrespect for who I am, then it bothers me. But Mads was like, you or Jamie or someone saying she does not bother me because I know you are my biggest supporters and my biggest allies. And I'm like, hell yeah. Anyway, Mads and their wife Kara just lost their cat on Sunday. And they are devastated. They have been having a bad several days. So I will link Mads' channel below in the description box, and go send Mads some love. Mads may put a community tab up, but I'm not sure. Mads is talking about doing some videos about it. Just go show my niece some love. I feel so terrible for them that they lost their kitty. I've been doing everything I can to help them out. I've been texting like several times a day, every day. And I talked to them on the phone for hours last night. I think it was last night. Yeah. So yeah. My throat's starting to hurt. I'm going in. Okay, this is way longer than I thought it was going to be. But hey, one last super long in the dark vlog. What should I call this one? Out of the darkness. Out of the darkness into the light. Okay, I don't know. I'm going in. Have a very safe, very healthy, happy new year. If you're going out, please be safe. Don't drink and drive. There are way too many opportunities you can call Ubers or call a friend or something. Don't drink and drive, please. Please, please, please. I've lost 2 people who are 2 of the closest people in my life. I have lost to drunk drivers. I think I've talked about it before, but 2 of the people who I love the most in my entire life, I lost to drunk drivers. So I am very, very, very militant about that. It's a very sore subject with me. It's another reason I don't go out on New Year's Eve. I don't like to be out. I don't like to go out on like the party nights, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day, you know, all the, what's it called? I forgot the word. It's like the holidays where people just want to go out and be stupid. You know, I don't go out on those. I don't want to be in that. And it just also brings up very sore, very sad memories of me, of people I've lost from drunk drivers. So please do not drink and drive. Please be safe. There's that saying, like, your dogs won't understand why you didn't come home. Neither will your cats. And it will devastate other families possibly as well as your own. So just don't do it. It's not a good idea. And what else? I don't know. Focus on good things in the new year. I posted a community post and I said, energy flows where attention goes. And what that means is if you focus on good things, you put your energy, your focus is on good things and positive things. Your energy goes into that. It comes back to you. Good things come back to you. If you're just constantly engaging in negativity, and I know people like this, they constantly engage in negativity. Everything is like negative, negative, negative. And then they're like, why is everything so horrible for me? And I can tell you why, because I was that way. I was the same freaking way. I was a negative Nancy. I was the most negative Nancy that ever negative Nancy'd. And then I would bitch and moan about why is my life so miserable? And my friends would be like, 'cause you're miserable? And I'm like, Darr? And I'm like, I have to work, W-E-R-K capitals, work to stay positive and focus on good things. The more I stay positive and focus on the good things in my life and the good things that are going on, the more good things happen for me. If I start focusing on nothing, and I've done this lately too, believe me, I have road tested this theory lately in the last month or so. Really, in November, I was very negative. I was really, really negative at home with my husband. He basically at one point said, "You're really being a bitch." I mean, he was like, "You a bitch." I'm like, "Yeah, I have." And I apologize. So I'm like, "I am sorry. I've been such a bitch. I've been so crabby. I've been mean. I've been grouchy. I've been angry, so negative." And I apologized to him. And I said, "I'm sorry. It's my grief expressing itself as anger. And you don't deserve that. And it's also not good for me. It did nothing but make everything in my life suck. Everything I have, everything, all of a sudden, all these good things that I'm talking about, they sucked because I had a negative ass, bitchy, woe is me. I'm miserable. I've lost everything. Boo-hoo. Attitude, and I let all of the good stuff around me just turn to shit because I wanted to be so negative and so angry. And then I was like, then I listened to him and I stopped and I was like, okay, I need to stop being pissed off and angry because I'm inviting more negativity in my life. And then bad stuff started happening. Like I had a week where everything went wrong. Everything I touched would break. Things were breaking. I was dropping stuff. I was hurting myself. It was a week of absolute shit. Everything went wrong. And I actually was like, why? Why is everything shit right now? Why is everything going wrong? And I'm like, well, probably because I'm being a pissed off, miserable bitch. And I really was. I was so focused on all the negativity and what I don't have. Oh, my dad's gone. Oh, my dog's gone. It's like, yeah. I quote my husband's favorite line from from Guardians of the Galaxy. We all got dead people. Rocket Raccoon, one of the best lines ever. We all got dead people. Okay. We all do. If you don't, you're lucky. But it's how you deal with it. And even if you don't have dead people, if you're just going to walk around being miserable and angry and hating your life and hating everything, why me, blah, then it's going to perpetuate it. It just keeps, it's the snowball effect, only you've made a shit ball instead of a snowball. You've made an angry shit ball out of your life. And I know because I was the queen of angry shit balls. I just did it recently, and I'm like, why is everything going wrong now? Everything's going wrong. And I'm like, probably because my attitude is crap. I have the worst attitude I've had in a long time. Been a long time since I was that angry and pissed off. Anyway, and just in a bad mood and treating people around me badly and treating my husband like really, I wasn't being mean to him, but I was standoffish and I just wanted to be alone. So I was barely talking to him and I was just really shutting myself off. And it was bad. It was really bad. But I mean, it's something I went through, with grief. But I also acknowledged this was my grief talking, and this was my grief expressing itself as anger. And the most important thing is to realize it, apologize for bad behavior or treating people badly or pushing people away or being weird or whatever. Apologize and say, look, going forward, these are the changes I'm going to make to not do that again. And what I changed was I started talking to my husband about my feelings instead of just locking myself in the bedroom or locking myself in my studio or hiding from him. And like, I don't want to talk. My thing was, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. And I would go to bed at like 7:30 at night because I didn't want to talk. And I would just hide, and like, I don't know. But, you need to like recognize it and make a change. You can't keep going like that. And like I said, every good thing that's happened to me is because I've said I can't stay like this anymore. And as uncomfortable as it is to do the hard work to get to a better place, I'm going to do the work to get to a better place. And if you're not willing to do the work to get to a better place, whether it's like emotional, physical, mental, whatever it is, you're going to stay stuck. You just stay stuck where you are. And there are people who are like, I have no options. I can't change anything. There is always something you can do. But you don't look at giant things. You make little tiny changes, like little micro changes. That Atomic Habits book, that's like a good example. Like people have said, oh, the Atomic Habits book. The thing is, like, you start with small changes. Nothing happens overnight. And I said this in my community post. It's like we live in this disposable fast food, TikTok, short attention span society. Everybody wants everything now. I want it now. I want my life to be like yours right now. I want it to be like this rich influencer right now. It's like, you don't know what they went through to get there. You don't know what I went through to get here. I can never express what I went through to get here, but it sucked. It sucked. I have way more years in my life right now that sucked ass than the blessings and the happiness and the comfort I have in my life right now. I am enjoying the shit out of how good my life is right now because I could lose it all tomorrow. I don't know. It could all be gone tomorrow. And when you come from a place where like most of your life you struggled, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, how did I get here? This is amazing. I have money. Like I have money. I have extra money. Like the fact that I have extra money right now, I still don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to comprehend that I have extra money. It's weird. I've been making donations and helping my niece out and stuff because I'm like, this is weird. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know, but I think that's good. I mean, I think it's better to have extra money in a comfort zone with your life and your health and everything. and be modest about it and be humble about it than to be like, oh, look at all the extra money I have. Better go buy that Gucci bag. It's like, could I go and buy a Gucci bag? Yes. Am I going to? Fuck no. I'd rather have the money, dude. I want the money. I'm holding on to my money. I literally have like my money in savings. I don't want to use it. I don't want to buy a bag. I don't need a bag. I have my $20 10-year-old purse. She works just fine. She's happy. She's old and falling apart like me, but she does the job. She gets it done. And with that, I'm out of here. Anyway, I could talk about this shit all night, but I'm at like an hour and a half. So if you are struggling, don't give up. Keep going. Make small, tiny changes. If you're like, if you think that there's nothing you can do to get out of a situation, Google is your friend. Google, go, be like, I'm stuck in this situation. How do I get out of this? How do I make changes? But you need to do the work and make the changes. Nobody can do it for you. I can't help you. I did all this by myself. Nobody helped me with this. I moved 510 miles away from all my friends and all my family. My husband and I did this ourselves. We built our little mini empire castle ourselves. And if we can do it, you can do it. Because I was hopeless. I was a hopeless mess. I was a disaster of a person. And I still can't believe I'm here and I did this. I keep waiting to wake up. I keep waiting to wake up and go, how is this my life? You know, I should still be a hopeless mess. But I'm not. I'm a hopeful mess. But anyway, I love you guys. I just want the best for everybody. And I hope you know that you deserve things too. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be healthy. But you can't, nobody's put on this planet and just like, well, there are people, but we don't like them. Nepo babies. Listen, nobody was born and just handed everything on a platter unless they were fortunate enough, which is a very small amount of people, fortunate enough to be born to millionaires or billionaires or they're Nepo babies, okay? Most of us have to work our butts off for everything. The key is never give up because you never know what can happen. You could be stuck in a house somewhere being like, I have no hope. I have nothing going on. And you could start a little Etsy store, a little craft store. Maybe you start doing paintings. I don't know. You start doing drawings. All of a sudden you've done a graphic novel and it got published. That's what Mads and Kira did. Mads and Kira have put out a whole series of graphic novels that they sell at Comic-Cons. I mean, Mads was like, well, I can't go do a job. I can't leave my house. I don't drive. A lot of times I'm in a wheelchair. I have chronic pain. What can I do? I can tell stories and I can draw. And Mads has published, God, I don't know, last count, I think 8 or 10 graphic novels. And they do Comic-Cons year round and they travel to Comic-Cons even with Mads' health issues. And Mads will struggle at those Comic-Cons. Mads goes to a Comic-Con and then is out and down for up to a week in chronic pain, unable to move. But Mads goes out and does that because that's what they love to do. And that's their contribution to the world, is putting out these comics. And what I love about Mads and Kira's comics, they said there is no representation in the graphic comics world. Mads and Kira do characters that are LGBTQIA and that are also like asexual, trans, every single kind of like representation you can think of, they try to put in there. Mads is like, there aren't graphic novels and comics with characters that are disabled or challenged in ways. They're all like superheroes and stuff, or whatever. So Mads wanted to see all this representation. So Mads created comic books and a series that Mads was like, this is the representation I want to see and it doesn't exist. So I am going to put it into the world. And this is a person who cannot go out and work in the workforce, but they still wanted to have a life and do something. And Mads and Kara are killing it at their Comic-Cons. And I'm so proud of them. And I have all their books, by the way. But yeah, I think that's amazing. So Mads is a better example than me of, you're in a situation, you're feeling a certain way, and you're like, you feel trapped by your body not functioning like a normal, healthy body or whatever. But what can you do? And there was a saying that my yoga teacher said in my yoga teacher training. Chris said, people will come into my yoga class and they'll walk up to me and say, okay, I've had this surgery, this surgery, this surgery. My back's messed up. I had an elbow surgery. I sprained my wrist. Oh my God, I fell in my driveway last week and my knee's messed up and my right ankle hurts. And Chris will go blah, 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 blah. I don't care about what you can't do. Let's focus on what you can do. What can you do? And Chris said, it's not even what can you do. What things are available to me in my situation? What things are available to me now that I can do? And that's where you put your energy and your focus. When you stop focusing on what you can't do and you focus on what you can do, that's when you can start to turn things around. That is your message for 2026. Stop focusing on what you can't do. Focus on what you can do. Blink, blink, blink. And I can go inside. I'm getting cold. Okay. Happy New Year. Be safe, everybody. I love you guys. See you in the new year. Duh. God, stop saying that too. Love you so much. I appreciate you all. And I hope you are all well and good. And if you're not well and good, you will get there. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Love you.